The pre-election books are opened, charges dismissed over the Whakaari White Island eruption, and engine troubles for Air New Zealand. Kia ora, I'm Wilhelmina Shrimpton, and these are your afternoon New Zealand Herald headlines. The Prime Minister's pleased with the picture painted by the pre-election economic and fiscal update, which forecasts no recession. Today's reveal of the government books shows billions more extra debt and a surplus by 2027, a year later than previously thought. But Chris Hipkins says it also shows we're winning the battle against inflation and economic growth is returning.
Forecasts are showing that unemployment will remain low, and there is real reason for optimism about the future of the New Zealand economy, and I think the pre-election fiscal update shows that.
But even though the books have pulled up better than expected, Finance Minister Grant Robertson still says the accounts signal a need to be fiscally disciplined.
I've said a number of times during the last few months, this cannot be an election campaign where people are making big promises, because when you look at those operating allowances, they're tight.
Charges have been dismissed against 2 booking agents for cruise passengers going to Whakaari White Island before it erupted. Now, only Whakaari Management Limited is accused of health and safety failings before the disaster, which left 22 dead and 25 injured. But Judge Evangelos Thomas says the dismissal doesn't absolve Tauranga Tourism and ID Tours of responsibilities under the Act. Troubling news for our national carrier, with a global engine problem affecting hundreds of planes worldwide. Engine maker Pratt & Whitney says up to 700 engines will be impacted over the next 3 years. It'll affect 16 aircraft in Air New Zealand's fleet, mostly serving Australia and the Pacific Islands. Aviation commentator Irene King says it'll be a substantial issue. An iwi leader says flawed consultation has put them off competing to run Ruapehu's ski fields. The Tūwharetoa iwi group is dropping its bid to take over from the liquidated Ruapehu Alpine Lifts. Uanuku iwi chair Aidan Gilbert says Māori haven't had enough say. He says they want the ski field sale to include concession settlements that haven't been finalised. To world news now, and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un has arrived in Russia for a rare summit with President Vladimir Putin. According to Russian officials, Kim's armoured train has pulled up at the country's border. Western countries are concerned Kim will agree to an arms deal to support Russia's war against Ukraine. And those are the latest NZ Herald headlines. For more news worth knowing, head to nzherald.co.nz.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here. And head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.